The most beneficial element about being in Amalgam is being able to sit in a room with a wealth of experience in different industries, and being able to use it as a platform to be able to not only benefit personally as a leader, but also apply what you learn on a course basis to what we do every day.
I've enjoyed Amalgam from many aspects. The faculty has been really great and very well versed in the topics that we've been covering. And again, the content has been very relevant for business today, from matters related to finance, Internet of Things, the digital age that we are in, security in the business from an internet standpoint, all things that are really topical in business today. So that has been extremely helpful. The teaching and the learnings are very practical, so it's something that you can pick out of that and go and implement at your workplace almost immediately. And then also the content is later availed online for reference. The faculty is also available for discussions post whatever you discussed. So I think it's very strong in that way. But I must also add the peer learning is also a very strong point, in which as peers and as peers in the program, we spend time just discussing our own unique business challenges and what others have done to fix, to get where they were, the pitfalls they've had, failures they've had, and what they did and what they learned about them. That is so helpful.
So far, I have enjoyed Amalgam very much. When I started, I was looking at mainly three areas, and that is leadership, marketing, and Internet of Things. So surrounding that space, how you can improve business with the emerging technologies that are available. I think I've really enjoyed so far. I've learned quite a lot.
As a business owner, I really have enjoyed interacting, especially with some of the guest speakers you've brought in. Like this one of the gentlemen, the owner of Sandstorm, who does the unique bags, who talked about how he encourages the people who make sales. And I got something from that, because I decided to go and create a kitty from my own. I put in about 10,000 shillings every month into a kitty where the employees who make sales, we formed a WhatsApp group. Those are the front office people and the marketers. So whoever makes a sale, where a sale means there's an LPO that has been signed, or there is a deposit that has been paid, they get 500 shillings from this kitty, and I get to tell them, well done. Now that seems to have really motivated them, and there's a sense of competition among them to try and make sure I notice that the chairman is noticing them, and so that has really helped to increase our sales. I need to see by what level, but I like the spirit I sense from them, and so that is one positive thing. Then we had a talk with Waroru Ashira, and I think I just got to learn a lot from him about the need for digital marketing, which we really haven't done in the past. So as a result of which, now we have already recruited one person to be there full-time, but we are getting somebody else this coming week. And we got Royal Media to send us somebody who spent a whole day with us, two of them actually. And so in the next 2 weeks, we are going to be they're going to help us with their Facebook, Twitter, which is the other one, YouTube, and I forget the other one. But on some of those, they have a following of 4 million people, 1 million, 3 million, and so this will be a much faster way of getting us known, because that is really what I had wanted the world to know. I think we have a nice product on the ground, but people don't seem to know about us. So I think just that talk really gave me practical ideas on what to do. And then the lectures that we've gotten from Yolanda, from Dirango, from the different people, have just exposed me to getting to know what is out there and what's happening and how I need to develop myself. So Amalgam has really been gentle but very informative and very positive. This is something I would love to do again, and I want us to retain the relationships because it helps me to grow. I think for many years I felt like I had reached a plateau, but now I feel like I'm renewed again. So thank you very much.
The Amalgam has been brilliant. I've really enjoyed the program. I like the fact that the program not only help us to interact but help us to get some practical solutions that we can apply in our job. So far so good.
At Amalgam, every session incorporates different themes, and each one of those themes we're able to apply in different ways, be it from an HR perspective to reviewing and assessing financial accounts in new, innovative ways, or actually just being reminded on how to do things the correct way. With that, there come multiple benefits.
Actually, yes, and fortunately some of them I knew before I joined here, so we're in touch quite a bit. But also what's been great, I must say, some have also become my customers out of this.
One of the main success stories has actually been through interaction with the faculty members and also my colleagues, the other CEOs, and that has been introduction of a bonus system on our farm. Which, when we introduced it back in February, after learning from Benson and Oscar, we were able to increase our productivity by up to 30%, and in some months it actually went 45-50%. Has been very, very impressive. It's one of those things that has been lying there, but it just was packed through interaction. Actually, this is something that is very doable. The other things is we are introducing more technologies on our management management systems, Internet of Things. I'm in touch with one of the gentlemen who's been facilitating a course, John Waibochi, and we are looking at really still most flower farms are very manually managed. We're looking to track and trace the flow of our product from the field all the way to the market. We want to have that connectivity and the data that we can collect along the way. You see, from that unit, it has made me appreciate the different types of data that you can generate out of that. Since I started Amalgam, some of the things in terms of IT we've done is put in sensors in the greenhouse, tells us about the temperature, the humidity, which is so important. I'll give you an example just to make sense of this. If you have not hit 17 degrees temperature in the greenhouse and you start feeding before you hit 17 degrees, you're wasting your fertilizer. So until you hit 17 degrees, that's when the plant is. All that you are doing before that, you're just wasting. So introducing that has helped us. It has reduced our fertilizer's cost, and it has made sure that we are feeding at the right time. It's just some of those small things that, and that's what actually I'm looking for. It's just those small tidbits here and there that make our work more effective.
I think it has offered, it has exceeded expectations in the sense that I think that where I'm wired, I don't work well when I sit and do exams, but when I interact with others, with peers, and with people who are ahead of me in certain areas, but who I'm also able to help them in other areas, then I really grow. And I think that's the environment I have found in Amalgam. And the places where you meet are nice places. So it's something that I look forward to, even the field visits. So it's a group that has really helped me to feel that like I have reconnected again with the business world, but with and an environment that is not pressurizing, but that brings results in my own situation.
I think almost 100% of what front has been applicable to what I do. I have about 5 projects which are ongoing, which are related to amalgam. About 3 of them we have already accomplished, and we are just about to start a big one with regards to embodying culture in an organization and ensuring that we have a culture that helps us to thrive.
I think the most surprising thing at Amalgam has been, without doubt, how much more there is to bring to any industry. From the Internet of Things to the use of big data, there's so much potential in the world of commerce at the moment. And again, when you're surrounded with like-minded individuals in a similar environment, it's great to bounce ideas off and see what potential there is.
For me, I think the big one is the Internet of Things, and the number of programs that we are running out of this. Also, the whole process of self-discovery as a leader and areas that you can improve on, and looking at your life balance, the wheel. I think that's an area that I've actually had a chance to just introspect and get better at. So it just doesn't only contribute to business metrics, but also life metrics, which are probably even more important.
Already with, for example, the productivity increase, that has already paid for it, because that, and it will carry on as something. It's a system by itself that'll be running itself for many years to come. And you know what it does? It removes the management input from the system, makes it self-driven. Yeah. So it's no longer that my supervisor are going there knocking every lady working in the field, because they know they are sharing in the extra income. The system is driving itself. Absolutely, it has done that. With the systems that we are doing for technology to improve, to make us more efficient, it was going to reduce our costs and still make just ensure we don't have wastage. So using the same sort of, if I may call it, ecosystem, but you end up reducing your waste and therefore selling more. So without a doubt, it has done that.
It was a very useful experience because people got to understand who we are. They walked around and saw what we are about. So I was able to present my need to them. That my need was that I wanted the world to know about Lukenya, and I wanted to grow wealth through that avenue. Let people come, and the product on the ground is good. So I think the feedback I got from the participants was very useful, very rich, from people who are experienced in different fields, as a result of which now we've been able to narrow down to a billboard that I think will market us pretty well. And I got feedback from the best people in marketing, who are, in a sense, some of the leaders in Amalgam. I got it free of charge. I mean, that was really positive. And Lukenya will benefit. I was excited to host them, and they were happy to come. It feels like a new family that is blessing my business. So I appreciate Amalgam.
I think Amalgam has been value for money. I've run a lot of staff that I've been able to apply, and most of it I can already see some positive returns to the business. What I've not been able to apply is in plan to be applied. So I believe it has been good value for money.
Yeah, the benefit of Amalgam being a peer learning group has been fantastic. being able to knowingly share either issues that are going on every day or thoughts and processes which we think may be applicable, using that collective knowledge has been fantastic.
And would I recommend it to anybody who asked me, who cared to ask me? I would say definitely yes. Get in. Just do it. Just do it. If you're not leading a life of balance, it's likely to impact the result you get out at work, how you interact with your teams, how you lead. So it definitely has an impact.
I will summarize it with 2 words: emotional intelligence. For me, that has been a winner when it comes to leadership. I'm sure even my colleagues back on the farm, they have noticed a change in how I respond to issues or how I approach issues. And because now I've learned a lot about how to handle myself as a leader, the energy I pass to my colleagues, the energy that I should be expecting them to pass to me, you know what to cut off, you know what to embrace. So, and not only, and you see the good thing with leadership skills and emotional intelligence, it does not stop when you leave the gates of your workplace. It's actually a whole life thing. For me, that has been, as a personal development, that has been has been of great impact in me. A lot.
Absolutely. And we've been in touch, and they've been helping me on some of the things that I struggle with. Just a quick comment, they give me feedback, and I'm able to move on. So I think it's a useful tool, not just for this year, but moving forward.
Some of the courses or interactions that you have had have been an eye-opener, not just to what I do in the business, but also as an individual. It was quite insightful to especially learn how my personality, for example, can affect other people at work. And not just at work, but also the people I relate with in the family, my friend circle. And in addition to just get some insights of how I can improve on that. The life balance, the life balance circle was quite insightful, and a lot of things that I learned there have been practical and applicable to my day-to-day life. Also, just in running the art of spending quite a lot of time on myself, meditation. It has been quite helpful and something which I'm applying on my day-to-day life and helping me to become a better person and a more healthier person, which obviously means I get a lot of energy to spend in what I do at work.
The impact of Amalgam on what we do at my company every day has been multi-level. Be it from the way that I speak to our production team, to our middle management, to my colleagues at head of department level. It's just been a complete 100% change in the way that I act. From a personal level, it's been fantastic to change the ways that I live my life for what I feel is the better. And having that chance and being able to apply that to what we do in business has been very good.
There's lots to learn. You actually never stop learning, and a lot of challenges that we face in business, sometimes it's just a question of perspective. And are you looking at it in the right way? Is there a different way of looking at it that can give an alternate or a better result? So I think the program allows you to do that. And secondly, there's a very interesting reading list that comes out of Amalgam, books that you can refer to in just different topics, whether it's strategy, whether it's controls in the business, whether it's leadership. There's just a whole big reading list that you can continue to refer to, and I think that has been absolutely awesome.
I feel I am less stressed when I'm handling issues than I was. My panic levels have reduced. For sure, my panic levels have reduced. I'm able to think more clearly when something happens instead of being reactive, and so that has been very, very helpful.
Gotten to learn just how easy it is to sort of focus on just one or two things. I think Amalgam has helped me to remember that I need to have a more balanced life, as a result of which I decided to have regular times with my kids and my wife as well. So once every week we meet. Some of them have left home, they're working now, but we make it a family thing to just meet and connect, and I found that very, very satisfying, because then I feel like my life is balanced and not just thinking about money, because there are other things that are more useful than money that will count more in the years to come, and one of those is just the time spent with my grown-up children.
There are many leadership courses, and I had a chance to look at what they were offering and what was being offered at Amalgam. I particularly like Amalgam because when I look at the faculty members, I know some of them from their previous roles, so I knew there are people who could offer me some ideas on how to carry along my duties. There are people who have been on my positions in other organizations previously, which meant I can get a lot of practical or hard-on advice from them. And that was one of the key reasons why I chose Amalgam. When I look at the course, I noted a lot of the materials were quite relevant to what I do. So I was quite keen to join, and I think it was a wise decision looking at where I am today and what I've been able to achieve.
I think that's the benefit of Amalgam. Amalgam is not just what we do in the company, not what we do on a day-to-day basis. It's really taking us back down to the basics. It's assessing us as an individual and empowering us to come out the better person.
The topics about self-discovery were actually the most profound for me, and those ones have allowed me to make certain changes in my life that have given me a better balance, and hence been able to be a lot more effective in the workplace, and to also relate better with the teams that I work with, colleagues and in the team.
We have good energy going on. We have a lot to learn from each other. I personally have a lot to learn from, I think, my peers. It's a good mix. We've got owners of business, you have different industries, but the challenges of management you find they are crossing each other. So on business front, yes, definitely I'll keep in touch with them and hopefully seek to grow even the relationship further. And also on a personal front, it's just presents a good platform for good energy. That's how I feel.
It would be useful for people to join Amalgam, for individuals who want to have peers who can work with them, and in an environment that is not threatening, because we do not compete. We come from different fields, so we are really just complementing each other, and there's a sense of family, and again, in a non-threatening way. I find that this is really what worked for me. I had wanted to there's some schools that offer sort of education at my level, but one, the fees that they were quoting, but two, just the environment of competition and not knowing. This has been friendly, and I would advise those who are wired like me, and I'm sure it's most people, to join Amalgam.
I think that has been one of the biggest achievement, not just first knowing them, getting to know them, and creating an additional circle of friends, but also getting to run what they are doing at their workplaces, some of the things they are doing which I can implement, in addition to myself sharing with them what I'm doing and what can help them improve on some of the things that they are doing. So it's been a no-round experience, and the biggest advantage is that these are people who have gotten to know, and people who will continue running from them even after this course. You won't regret joining Amalgam. The ideas that you have about Amalgam, I can tell you they are true. What you have heard about the course is actually correct. It's one of the courses that I would encourage every CEO or a leader of a business to consider, mainly due to the practical solutions that you get, and things that you can immediately apply to your business. And in addition to just getting to know other people who are doing what you do and running from them, that's in addition to running from the faculty members. So I would encourage anybody who is considering Amalgam to go ahead and join the course.
Again, the benefit of Amalgam has been a year-long course. A year-long course enables us to develop great relationships with the people that we're doing this with in an informal, relaxed setting and environment. You know, I'm sitting here without wearing a suit and tie, and it's great to be able to go through what we're experiencing on a day-to-day basis, and really just come out of it as a group, as a collective of friends and people we can bounce ideas off.
You know, this program, because it's of its applicability and in the things that you pick out of here, be it controls in the workplace, what you can do differently just to manage that, the Internet of Things, etc. Those applications have a direct impact on one, profitability, losses, better control of the business, and subsequently the bottom line. And most importantly, I mean, what you invest in, what you put back into human capital of the business is what ultimately gives you results. So I think the learnings here and the discussions lend to that in a very big way.
I have considered, I had been made aware of leadership courses in some of our local universities. But upon scrutinizing the course outline, it's really felt it was more academic. I have done business, Bachelor of Commerce, and you do a lot of business management units in it. So it didn't seem very different. I also wanted to do, I might still do, but this might be purely for esteem issue. I wanted to enroll for masters, and it's the same thing. You know, the question is, at my level where I am, what exactly that is going to contribute to me, both personally and in my business. This for me is the best, for my level where I am, is the best way to improve myself in the business and also personally. The time we spend once a month, the amount, just as I said initially, you're looking at small things that you're going to work on and build yourself, and that's what I felt. I don't think I want to be. I'll be looking for sitting in a class to do an exam. That's really not the solution. And the majority of the courses that are out here at the moment, they are exactly that. They're mostly academic.
One of the most surprising thing is just to learn how the Internet of Things is affecting our business and affecting the future of our business, and the fact that I need to take urgent actions to ensure that my business is aligned and prepared for to compete in the future. Being able to see the urgency of putting in place measures to, for example, protect data and correct the right of data with regards to my business, and how I can run from that data and utilize it to grow the business. So I think Internet of Things was one of the most surprising and eye-opening topic. In addition to many other topics which have been of great value, and the cause of on running about myself, looking at my life, my work life, and my private life, and the balance in between, and evaluating and seeing the gaps, and getting to understand on what I can work on to improve that work-life balance. That also was a great eye-opener.
I mean, there have been multiple things. There hasn't been one key element which has stood out. I mean, so I take, for example, from recreating management dashboards to the way that I'm reading our financial accounts, to the importance and role of our HR team within the company, changing the way our core values are understood and carried out within the company itself. There have been a multiple of things which have stood out. So much so, I would never say that there's only been one item. It's just been a complete process. Coming from an individual who was hesitant to join to start off with, I now look back at that decision as an incredibly naive way of looking at things. You don't know the potential out there as an individual unless you sit there with other people going through similar things at the same time. It's using that collective to be able to go out and not only enhance you as an individual, but really take what you learn on a day-to-day basis and put it into the company.
I'm more confident on the things that I do, running from other people's experience and people who have been there, done it. I'm more confident of the actions that I'm taking on a daily basis, knowing that they can lead to a positive outcome. Being able to run from my mistakes and making the positives out of those mistakes. And in addition to running new skills, being able to have a better balance between my work and my life. So I would say I'm definitely a better manager than I was when I joined Amalgam.
My exam is a success of having implemented a certain idea that I'll pick up. That would be the examination. And the good thing is, you might actually as well fail, but the lessons you'll have learned from that, you will not get that in a lecture hall. That is for sure. So this is, if anything, I think as Amalgam grows and develops, I think looking at different levels or refresher courses, whatever it is, would be something that I would be very much open to.